I know y'all can hear me now. I don't know what happened. It happens. But listen, we gonna cut all that out the beginning of the show. But what I want to say is, yo, if you need promotion, hit me up at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram at Doggie Diamonds. You could be on my X account, my Facebook account, my YouTube community, my Instagram stories, and my Threads account for only $100. I promote you on all my social media platforms. Also, hit me up if you want to get interviewed, because I got a lot of interviews about to drop. I've been in the tuck, but it's time. And like I said before, this show is sponsored by me, DoggieDiamondsTV.com, my official website. On this website, look, you can shop with me if you hit the shop button. You the winning team, you need a shirt, you get a no filter sweater, shirt, uncompromised. Oh, I gotta make sure that's out there, because somebody tried to say I was compromised the other day. But you can even leave me a voice message over here. If you missed the video, everything is on the website. The audio, everything. So my bad on the beginning, but now we start. Yes, my bad. And I want y'all to call in tonight, because if y'all believe that the South ruined hip-hop, I want y'all to talk about it. Don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
See y'all in the building. Pra A60, Stanley, Cabin S, 2231. Zalema's in the building. High Hater 2004 is in the building. The Real Brooklyn Dreams is here. Iceberg Slim 03 is in the building. CT Packy is in the building. Mr. Ishmael, I see you. Kitchen Clothes Podcast is in the building. Talk Show 909 is in the building. Don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
I might as well just play it, because I can't clear it from my album. Mr. Dark Horse, I see you. Vision 3030, what's up? King Simon is in the building. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube. Black Jelly Bean, what's up? Derek Brown, what's going on? The phone lines will be open. Salute. If you from the South, I want y'all to call in too. New Yorkers, call in the 5 boroughs. Yes. Don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
If you need music like this, you can hit me up. You try to clear it. I know I ain't getting no publishing off this. I don't even want them to shut my stream down for it. But I'ma sample what I want. You know what I'm saying? King Simon, one of the most thoroughest men that I've ever met in my life. Yes. Y2K83. Appreciate that. Yes. Goodness gracious. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yup. Uh-huh. All right, y'all ready? We got a lot to do tonight. We got a lot of work to do tonight. We got a lot of work to do tonight. We love the music. We enjoy the music. But we got to work too. All right? So, I didn't want to do this show, but I was looking for a topic. Right? I was looking for a topic. Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. These topics are very, very difficult. Yo, that character looked just like me. I'll just be bugging sometimes. I look down and be like, who the? Oh, that's me. But anyway, these topics be a little difficult because sometimes it don't be shit to talk about. And I think some topics are redundant. So that's when I like to get y'all involved. I like for y'all to call in and speak your speech. That punk ass nigga Umar said one time, speak your speech, nigga, speak your. And then the phone started ringing. He's acting like he's on the phone with some thugs. Nah, don't worry, I got this. And the phone started ringing. Y'all might be too young on the internet to remember that. But anyway. So when I talk about hip hop sometimes, and I talk about when did it go bad? A lot of people have called in and said it was the South. Now, I'm going to put on record that I don't agree with that. I liked a lot of Southern, and I like a lot of Southern rappers. That's why I used 8 Ball and MJG as the thumbnails, because that's one of my favorite groups. MJG is nice to me. I just think MJG is dope. 8 Ball too. But New York City, where I'm from, Brooklyn, where I'm from. Now, when I talk about, I know I talk about Brooklyn all the time, but so what? My lineage of Brooklyn is Biggie's from my hood. I recorded them. So when you hear lyrics like that firsthand, you get a little, I don't want to say biased, but that's a tough act to follow. Like being in the studio with Biggie, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, being in these sessions growing, and there's so many more that when you hear Biggie rap, it's tough for me. That's why a lot of times I be saying a lot of people are not really that dope, because he set the bar, literally. And y'all know my favorite rapper is Big Daddy Kane. But in doing shows with Jay-Z too, Tad always remind me, yo, we did shows with Jay-Z. And I said, yo, you know what? I forgot. We did a lot of venues with him when he was rolling with Original Flavor. Even a spot called, I forgot the name of the spot. When I first saw him and Bleak do Coming to Age, and they threw the money in the crowd, and we was like, that nigga do money at us? But me being around Big so much, and I started as a DJ. So before I got the studio, I used to cut the records for him. You know what I'm saying? His favorite drum break was Spread Love. That's why he did, where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Right? He used to love that drum beat. I don't know what it was about. I used to want to get him around and impeach the president. But so him setting the bar, Nas. Well, Nas set the bar. But I'm just talking about my proximity was to Biggie. Big. I never say Biggie, damn, Big. But I want y'all to know what I'm talking about. Then we had Prodigy. We had Jay-Z. We had AZ. Then we had Fab. Then we had, we could go to Harlem. We could go to Herb McGruff. We go to Big L. We had a lot of people that was nice in New York with the pen. Then we could go to Queens. We could go to Pharoah Monch. I don't know where the hell Cannabis is from. Maybe he really is an alien. But Sticky Fingers. Whoa, listen, first of all, let me.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
We gotta keep it real with Sticky Fingers. He was one of them ones that everybody was just, Sticky Fingers was the one that had niggas like, I'm crazy. The Sticky Fingers did that shit. Yeah, we gonna get into that. Stanley, I appreciate you sending in that super chat. We gonna get into that tonight. So, if we're gonna be technical, this is not. Y'all like to say what, that word take? I don't know why I like the take. I don't like the take word. Cause it's just like, take to me is going in your pocket and taking your shit. But if we're going to be technical, the South got stake in hip hop. I know they say it started in New York. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. I think the South got stake in hip hop because all the music that we was rocking to that became hip hop drum breaks was a lot of people from the South. James Brown ain't from the North. He's from the South. Now you have Parliament, Plainfield, New Jersey. Yeah. So, I mean, we called it hip hop, but I broke all that down with the Jubileers, and I broke even them on the plantations dancing. They was already breakdancing. I broke all that down. I pinned that video. But people, New York get the credit, and I think New York get the credit based off the lyrical part. So when New York was telling these stories lyrically, we was shitting on, I'm from New York, man. I'm Brooklyn. We was shitting on everybody. I remember when dudes was saying Too Short was whack. I remember when dudes was shitting on anybody from the South. The allure to Scarface with dudes in New York was the fact that he cursed a lot. I don't think really dudes really got up on messing with Scarface until My Mind Is Playing Tricks on Me. See, me, I like Mr. Scarface. Mr. Scarface. I listened to all of that because I was a DJ, so I listened to all of that. But we used to shit on everybody. Rest in peace, Fife. Rest in peace, Fife. Rest in peace, Fife. One time it was a new music convention in the Jacob Javits Center. Coachella had a booth in there. Coachella lost their deal with Warner Brothers because G-Rap album Wanted Dead or Alive had a song on there about Popo. I don't know if it was Train Robbery. It was one of them songs. I can't remember. They wanted him to take that song off. And I remember in Coachella office, they had a sign that said, censorship is un-American. So this was after Ice-T did the, Popo on the lava thing. So Warner was under fire. So let's just say the Wanted Dead or Alive album by Coogee Rap and Polo was done by Sir Jinx. So Coachella is putting this out indie, right? They had a booth. And I remember Fife and Jerobi walking past. They seen the Coachella booth. And Coogee Rap was right there. And I remember Fife listening. And I remember looking at reading his lips. And he was saying, sound like some West Coast shit. Because, G-Rap is the father of mafioso rap. But I remember looking at Fife saying, this shit sound like some West Coast shit. But he didn't say it favorably. So West Coast was always looked at dudes as whack in the West Coast. Because if you really look at like early on Eazy-E and them, some of them rhymes was like A, B, C, D, E. So, again, New York, we used to diss everybody. But we never used to diss that whack ass shit in New York. And then Coogee Rap did Ill Street Blues, which was more East Coast sounding, and then On the Run and all of that. But that's not how it started. It started with straight up and down West Coast. Sir Jinx sound like Ice Cube music. It actually sound like the music Ice Cube didn't want, but that's a whole nother thing. But anyway. So when you're looking at the culture, it was a shift in the culture where we had these dudes in the South. Now, New York City, let's keep it real. All of the music started out with instrumentation. Rapper's Delight is Good Times played over. So it's coming from punk. It's coming from disco. That's why they used to always be like, when he was in the discotheque and the disco. It wasn't no club, and the niggas ain't called it club. It was called a disco. That's why Melly Mel and them used to wear that wild shit. Because they was in Studio 54 fucking with that candy with Billy Idol in them. So the beginning of hip hop was about instrumentation, and it wasn't sampled. Then when the sample aspect came in, and I believe we're gonna credit Marley Marl, but I will say the Disco 3, that's the Fat Boys. But I will say the best player of music is Larry Smith, the dude who did he did all of that Houdini music, and I think he did Sucker MCs. Larry Put Me Inside, the Cat to Laugh. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't research, but I just know off cap. I think he did that, but he did all that fucking Houdini shit, fire, and that was all, yeah, the message and all of that. That's all synthesizers and drum machines. But when it started, when the sampling came in, that changed how we. That's when the DJ and the digging in the crates and the real drum machine started kicking in, because it went from the Linn drum to the SP12. The SP12. The SP12. The SP12 didn't have a disk drive. So whatever you made it in, you had to lay it. Then you had the SP1200. But the Linn drum is the shit that Prince used. That's why all Prince drums sound the same. I love that Linn drum too. That snare and that limb drum, it's a certain snare that Prince uses that I love. But it was a particular point where we was doing certain production that if it wasn't flipping samples, dope drums, it was kind of played out to us. Because remember, hip hop is no longer instrumentation. This shit is now samples. And who used this sample? And there was a particular point. If somebody used a sample, you couldn't use that sample. When somebody used that sample, you cannot use that sample. We need to get them likes up too. So if somebody used Between the Sheets by the Isley Brothers, you can't do it. And I think the first person who did Between the Sheets is Bonita Applebone remix. It was Between the Sheets. So when Biggie did Big Papa, I was like, that's Between the Sheets. Even MVP is Stay With Me by DeBarge. So when Biggie did One More Chance, I was like, yo, Big L used that already. Because I'm coming from the producer side. But then they started calling it, a jack from Ice Cube, Jacking the Beats, Jacking for Beats. So they would call it a jack. Yo, we need a jack. Some people still have that mindset of doing, the whole New York City has. Why you think I don't like that shit? Why you think when I hear somebody use a sample and then throw drill drums on it or trap drums or some stupid drums over it, I'll be like, come on, man, how you gonna use a classic record and then throw bullshit drums over it. Atrocity City, I appreciate you. You understand what I'm saying? That's not creative to me. But that's just me being creative, and you got to think too. When I started producing, I had the 950, I had the 1200, still got my SB1200, still got my 950 too. But the SB1200 only has 10 seconds of sample time. So it made us more creative. And my S950 wasn't blown out. So I didn't have all that sample time that people did. So I would have to turn the velocity down. Not the velocity, that's not the word. The hertz down to get more sampling time. And shout out to the Bomb Squad too, because they did them 4 PE albums. So we was flipping samples. We was trying to find samples. We didn't use drum kits. Like if I use Impeach the President, I didn't just go. I would take the kick, snare, and the hi-hat and chop it and make it do what I wanted to do. A la Top Building. That's Impeach the President. The Bridge, Impeach the President. Make the music with your mouth, bitch. Bitch. And you know what? That's from Ice-T. It's a whole nother story. Me and Taz about that. Impeach the President. So I like when people flipped Impeach the President. So if you outright used it, it was like, oh, he didn't do nothing. So when we realized we could chop drums, hold up, boom, bat. Oh shit. So now we're learning that you got a 4/4 measure. That's 4 beats, right? You got quantizing. It's where the beat fall. So if you got 92, let's say 90 BPMs, right? And you got a 1/4 measure on your hi-hat, it will go t, 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 t. But if you go 1/8, it'll go t, 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 t. If you go 1/16, it'll go t, 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 t. If you go 132, it'll go. You don't want to go 132. So we realize that you want to put the hi-hat on 1/8. But what you want to do is get your ghost note and mess with the velocity. Because the drummer don't go, t, t, he go, t, 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 t. So now you want to go 1 low, 1 high. So you want to go t, 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 t. Then you want to take your snare. Your snare can fall on a 1/8. Bat, t, bat, t, t, bat, t, t, bat, t, t, bat. You don't want to put your kick on 1/16 because it's going to be too in the pocket. So you want to put it on 1/16, triple it. So 1/16 T. So now you got your t, 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 bat. So now you want to go boom, boom. But in order to go boom, boom, you got to do the velocity again. And it's going to fall. So you go t, t, bat, bat. Right? So that's how you get boom bap. Because the ghost note is the hi-hat. And that low, small hi-hat the low kick before the main kick. I probably lost some of y'all, but that's just what it is. That's just producer talk. All my producers know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah. So yes, if you want to, and then look, if you have a slow sample, if the sample sounds good, because y'all get to cheat now, right? Because y'all could take the sample and make it a certain tempo, but then y'all could tune it down. We couldn't do that back then. We just transposed it. We would have to do time stretch, which took more of your sampling time in the 950. Right? So, now we making these beats. We got boom-bap. We got that swing. Nothing got the swing of the SB 1200. Nothing. I don't care what nobody tell you. Nothing has a swing. They could try to emulate it. They could be like, oh, nah, this got the swing. No, it don't. That's SB 1200. But you could get some good swings if you know what you're doing. Right? So, for example, this would be what I played earlier. This would be swing. So listen. Hear that? Hear the low kick. Right? Hear the low kick? It's a low kick. That's swing. So the drums are not just, they're just not boom, boom. They're just not boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. You hear that? So that right there is a hi-hat on 16th, but high-low. That's what that is. That's what I just explained to y'all. That's what I just explained to y'all. So I wanted to show y'all what I explained. Mind you, I've been doing this shit since 92. But this is what we was doing. And then when we started here in the South and they started getting back into instrumentation and they wasn't digging no more and they wasn't coming up with these samples, although they was, we just didn't know. We didn't like it. And we just started dissing. And then we did have Master P couldn't rap. Let's just keep it. No. He was decent. I thought when Master P came out, he was on some fake ass Tupac shit. Just for real. And Silk the Shocker. But people liked Master P because he was talking some drug shit. And everybody in New York is getting, bread. Or wanting to get bread. So they was influenced by the drug talk. But Silk the Shocker was garbage. I argue with anybody. That shit was trash. But even Master P, but that is the heaven for a gangster. He was trying to sound like Tupac, and I just didn't buy into it. I didn't like it. Even the album covers was trash to me. The album covers was trash to me. And then on top of that, Cash Money came with them same ass album covers, but they came into the culture. The music would sound a little different from Cash Money. And when I heard, I said, yo, he using the SB 1200 because the SB 1200 makes a certain sound, whole ring modulation. It's a certain sound that the SB 1200 make that you can imitate it on some drum machines and computers now, but it's called ring modulation and you hear it on So I was like, yo, he got an SB 1200. And I was right. So that's what made me like Manny Fresh. I was like, yo, he using an SP. People's like, how you know? I was like, yo, you don't hear it, but who the fuck know what I'm talking about? But I want y'all to call in, man, because a lot of people always pop shit about the South. And it be us in New York. Oh, let's see somebody in the chat. Let's not get it twisted. Battle Cat is my favorite West Coast producer. It's Battle Cat, it's DJ Khalil, then it's Dre. Let's say that one more time for y'all. It's Battle Cat, it's DJ Khalil, then it's Dre. Straight up. Battle Cat, Just listen to You by Lucy's Pearl. That's all I'm going to say. And not even to mention, Battle Cat is the one who was doing all that domino shit. Here we go, here we go. That was all Battle Cat. Banging on Wax was Battle Cat. That Sweet Potato Pie, all that shit was Battle Cat. That Here We Go shit by Domino, fire. He used Sing a Simple Song with George Benson, The Masquerade. I hope I ain't sample snitching, but you know. But can't nobody fuck with Battle Cat. Battle Cat is my favorite. But that is The Masquerade by George Benson. Doom doom. Dun, dun. Listen to The Masquerade again, you'll hear it. But all right. And that's Sing a Simple Song. But when you had to do Sing a Simple Song, you had your RCAs inside of your Technique 1200. Now, the red wire, I might have had it backwards, but one of the wires is your bass, one of your wires is your highs. So when you went in your mixer from your Technique 1200 turntable, you had to take out the highs. You had to put your mixer on mono. Then you sample Sing a Simple Song drums. Sing a Simple Song drums is deep cover drums, all of that. Because if you don't take out one of the wires, you're going to hear dun, 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 dun. You will hear the horn loud. Dun, 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 dun. When you took the wire out, it would be like it would be lower. So you had to take one of the wires out. That's a jewel. Now you probably could get it. You could probably pan it now, but back then it wasn't no panning. But it would get low, the low end, because also Sing a Simple Song drums is Humpty Dance. Humpty Dance is Sing a Simple Song drums by why the fuck am I drawing? Sly and the Family Stone. Called Sing a Simple Song by Sly and the Family Stone is deep cover, Humpty Dance, Domino. It's a lot of shit. Temptations by Tupac is the chop. Temptations by Tupac is Sing a Simple Song chopped. I know. But you can hear the dun 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 inside of the Humpty Dance. You can hear it because Shock G didn't take the wire out. But you can hear it. And if y'all want to one day, I could tell y'all about a lot of famous drum breaks. I got all of them. That's why my drums always be fly, because I know the drum breaks off cap. You know what I'm saying? So without any further ado, I seen people in the comments. Y'all accuse me of hating the South. I want y'all to call in 516-218-6898. I'm gonna need y'all to hit the like. Listen, did the South ruin hip hop in your opinion? Deep cover is the best use of those drums, but Temptations, I don't know, because I'm gonna like the flip of the drums opposed to just the loop. You know what I'm saying? I'ma like the flip. Because it is really hard to get good hits out of those drums sometimes. Like, because sometimes the kick is not strong enough. But yeah, let's go. You said, where could you find my beats? Okay. I don't know how to answer that. Yo, what's up? You on the line with Doggie Diamonds. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, Traveler, man, Tennessee.
Tennessee. All right. You in the South. Are you from the South?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
100%. So when you hear people say the South ruined hip hop, do you agree or you get pissed off?
I think just the lack of creativity in general is what messed it up. As far as, because like I said, I grew up like y'all in New York. Y'all had more rappers that we listened to in one city than we had in our whole region. But I think what happened was, and I'm gonna keep it real. People want to hear this, so I'm gonna say it. When 50 Cent came out, it seemed like the DJs kind of blocked the other East Coast artists like the Locks and other people that kind of really needed the radio play, not realizing that, once he fizzles out, like who else do you have? I think that was kind of like when we kind of bum rushed it. The South kind of bum rushed it, and they really haven't recovered since, to me, in my personal opinion.
You think it was 50 Cent? I thought it was before that. I think 50 Cent kind of stole from the South with a little bit of his twang when he was like, go ahead, use your head. That's Southern. Anytime any rapper say, I finna, that's Southern.
Right.
That's Southern.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I felt like 50...
he definitely was used as some of that influence that carried over, because Get Rich or Die Trying banged heavy down here.
Right.
But I think, like I said, you know better than me being up there, but I feel like a lot of DJ, I mean, like, for example, us, we had Jeezy and Gucci. Of course, that went the worst, but the DJs didn't discriminate. They've still played both of their records. 50 Cent came out, it's like, because 50 Cent's got beef with this dude, I can't play Jadakiss's records or so-and-so record. And you know what I'm saying? I think it hasn't really been the same since. And it was like now, because I'm gonna keep it real, like I want to go to New York. I want to hear whatever's hot, but I don't want to hear the same playlist down here.
You ain't gonna hear it in New York. Everybody in New York is trying to sound like everybody else because New York really doesn't have an identity anymore of what New York sounds like.
Real talk, back in the day, y'all set the trend for everything. Like, I grew up on crisscross. Look at that album cover. They dress like New York cats, New York Yankees and New York Knicks, jerseys with baggy pants, even the UN sneakers.
Right.
Fashion across the board, New York, like down here, I'm not trying to get off too much, but y'all were wearing polo in like the 80s, early 90s. We didn't get up on polo to like the, early mid 2000s. So y'all set the trend before, and then something happened,
Yeah. But at the same time though, y'all New York is like the fashion capital, the media capital. So y'all wasn't gonna get certain things. And respectfully, the South has a lot of poor places opposed to the North is fast paced, where y'all had a little bit more country, niggas own homes and shit like that. New York niggas be in projects and shit. So it's a little different. Because in the South you need a car. In New York, you don't even need a car. That's just the truth.
Real talk. Yeah.
So
it's train everywhere.
Yeah, it's a little different. And plus we have mad malls, we have areas, Saks Fifth Avenue, we got the garment district, we got bootleg clothes. There's a lot of shit you seen people in New York wearing wasn't real. You know that, right? A lot of that shit was fake.
Oh yeah. You get the little go to the man on the corner and get I got family up there. You get go to the man on the corner. He gets you to it cheaper. Hey, it looks the same. Just don't have them check the tag. Like Biggie said, you want to see the inside? I see you later.
Yeah. Exactly. Because even in New York, you think Dapper Dan, the clothes that he was making was fake Gucci. He was sewing Gucci print on clothes. This shit was fake.
Right. That's
but
why
it was valuable.
I think,
Yeah, they came after him. But yo, thank you for calling. Make sure you hit that like for me, okay?
No doubt, man. Keep it a great work, Doggie.
Thank you. All right.
Peace.
All right, what y'all think, man? He's from Tennessee. Tennessee, shit, y'all got shit, Memphis. Memphis got some shit. 3-6 Mafia was dope to me. Because they was making them they was using them samples. Like a lot of them 3-6 Mafia beats are samples. So I was liking it. I didn't particularly like the swing of the drums, but I was tripping on how they were using the samples. Not only that, when I first saw juking, when I saw the dance juking, the beats made sense to me. Because that juking shit is dope to me. You know what I'm saying? When I seen dudes juking and I seen the beat, I said, oh, that's why they make the beats like this, because they got dances to all these beats. So that shit was fire to me. DJ Paul and Juicy J, that shit was fire to me. But call me, 516-218-6898. Nah, that shit was fire to me. I'm going to be real with y'all. I watch that juking shit to this day. I be watching them juke against each other and shit. That shit fire to me. Yo, what's up? You on the line with Doggie Diamonds? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, Doggy, this your boy Vinny Nichols.
Oh, what's
Kitten
going on?
Clothes,
All
Park
right, you
7.
from Brooklyn. You from Brooklyn.
You know that, but you know where I'm at now. I'm in the South.
You in the South.
I'm in
What
the
happened,
South
bro?
since '89.
Damn, you left that long ago?
13. I was 13, kid.
You was too bad for New York. You wasn't gonna make it here.
You know my mom's wasn't playing
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
And come on, I grew up with your cuz.
Yeah.
You know how we grew up.
Y'all
We
niggas
was bad boys.
Y'all niggas was on special ed too. But that's all.
Yeah. Hey, I don't feel bad about that shit because I'm an intelligent businessman.
You was in
now,
Crest,
you know what I mean?
right? You was in Crest?
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Yeah.
But you know it wasn't because of the education.
No, it's behavior.
No,
y'all had behavior. Y'all had really, but we all had behavior problems back then. But all right, bro. So you grew up on both sides because you seen us get our record deal early, right?
Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah, you saw.
When you brought up the Warner Brothers jacket, I was like, damn.
Yeah, you
I
remember our
them
jackets.
came to the projects wearing them shit.
Yeah. So you seen us with the record deal. JoJo, who's Red High Lover Tone to the people, but that's JoJo. We seen that. You know Inga right across the Atlantic, right there, literally. You know what I'm saying? But then you moved to the South. I didn't think it was 89. I thought you left in like 91, but I guess it was 89.
I left twice,
but you was coming back and forth though. You still was coming back though.
Yeah, I came back. Yeah, of course. You know I was. I got to stay in touch with the town.
Right.
But yeah, the South, man, they got so much love for us. So I mean, especially the females, they love a Brooklyn. I mean, because 50 said they like the style, they like the way I talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being that I came down here early time.
Right.
Like when hip hop was our culture for real, not no music shit.
Right.
So
you left at the Flat Tops.
Yeah, I left with the flat top and the dye in my hair
when Mark was cutting our hair in the building. You left there. Yeah. Knaps and shit.
And I love when you big up 8H because that was our DJ school, right?
That's where I started at. 8H.
You
487 Carlton Avenue, apartment 8H. So
but when you got down much there, respect for y'all.
But when you got down there though, who was y'all listening to? Because you went to SC. I don't know no artists from SC.
Yeah. When I got down here, that's when NWA and all that started blowing up.
Right.
So we had the NWA tape. Me and my cousin walking around. Remember the little recorders that we had in school with the orange button?
Right.
And like our counselor or social studies or whatever, and they push record.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was listening to NWA down here, listening to it. Because we didn't have the big box, like Radio Raheem and shit.
You damn near Walkman days still.
Me and my cousins was the first one with the NWA tape, and they was like, yo, they cursing.
Right.
Yo, this the new shit.
Yeah, we used to like
the
that.
New York, son.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the South got much respect.
Yeah, but why do we in the town, we don't like we wasn't really respecting their pen.
I know, because when I got down here, I thought everything was kind of slow.
Right.
They slower than us.
Right.
And it got to a point where
and let's clarify that. We don't mean slow mentally. We mean we got 24-hour stores in the town. Yeah, we got 24-hour stores. We break day every day. Yo, everything is fast paced.
Think about it. We grew up with a dude named Boost and Kev, so we
had the Polo.
Fly.
Yeah, we had the Polo. Yeah, we already had the Polo.
I mean, the authentic, like
Absolutely.
the rugby, the Jersey joints. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when Jay-Z say buy a high-price sweater new, I'm thinking he talking about Boost and Kev. I know he know Kev then.
Absolutely.
Low life.
Right.
But yeah, the South, we got some hard dudes down there, man.
Pause. So yo, run them, run
You
them.
know,
Yeah, I
you
know you
know I
don't
don't
play that
believe
shit.
in that
Yo,
joint,
but listen though, but listen
but
to me. D, send me some of them dudes from the South. That's nice, cause I would support. I just
Trap
don't.
Trap Dicky, he right now got a deal with them QC dudes,
Okay.
and he right around from the little area, not too far from where I'm from, but I used to play them in high school
So
basketball. So
DM me that. Let me get some more callers in, bro.
peace,
Yep,
word.
later on. Love you, bro.
Doggie Diamonds, the #1 podcaster. All these dudes is biters, not the original. They don't want to give him his light, but he
We
put a
good.
lot of
Yeah.
people on.
Right.
Nori,
Yeah, that's my
what
bro.
up?
Yo, later on, bro.
All right,
All
peace.
right. That's my childhood friend. We grew up together. So, somebody from the South, I want y'all to call. If you don't be in the chat talking, if you from the South, call. Here we go. 774. I don't even know where this is from. What's up? You on the line with Doggie Diamonds? Where you calling from?
Boston.
Boston. Oh shit. I think I know who this is too.
The topic.
Say your
As
name.
far as New York
Say your name.
and LA,
Say your name.
to me, I think it really started with, first of all, New York was on the map first
You
when it came
didn't
to hip hop and stuff.
listen. You didn't say your name. Who are you?
Low.
Your name is No?
Low.
Low. Okay. We never said nothing about LA. We just talking about New York and the South. Go ahead.
In the South.
Go
In
ahead.
the South. I get that,
Okay.
right? But when New York first was the first with hip hop, the clothes, the style, everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then when the mix between LA and New York and Snoop Dogg got at the award show and was like, New York don't got no love for us. So it made LA and down south people feel like New Yorkers felt like it was a rift, basically. And in New York, there was a bunch of rappers that were battling against each other, and then people was getting like, when 50 came out, Ja Rule was beefing with 50, all that. And then all the beef with the rappers in New York, it gave the South an opportunity because what they said at first, well, from what I heard, is the down South people, they can actually get along with each other and rap with each other and, have a conglomerate instead of beefing with each other with different boroughs and stuff.
I
Even though
I don't agree with that. I believe that the South just had a new sound, and I think the South had a new sound, and they got neighborhood support. They got support from their town, and they were doing good on their local radio. And the industry couldn't ignore it because it was charting and it was doing well. I don't think it had nothing to do with nobody else. It had something to do with the South supporting the South. And when they were supporting each other, they was going to their local radio stations. They was getting their records played. They was booking their own shows. They was doing their own thing. And niggas in New York was arrogant, selfish, and trying to be on the 2 radio stations. And then I just did a show the other day where if you didn't pay to play, you wasn't getting on the radio. But let me get some more callers in. I appreciate your call.
All right, bye.
Thank you. I think that's what it is. And I just think we were just arrogant and we just didn't respect a lot of people. We didn't even like Outkast. You see, when I did the interview with Benzino, he was like he didn't hear it. And Benzino is from Boston, but he's New York as well. What's up? You on the line with Doggie Diamonds. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what's up, yo? This man here, they call me man.
Okay. Where you from?
Just happy to get through, my brother. I'm originally from Jersey City, man, but
Okay.
I'm down here in North Carolina right now.
Okay. What's your thoughts on what we talking about?
My thoughts is, bro. See, but I used to DJ back in the day during high school time in the '90s and stuff.
Okay.
I think what happened with hip hop, besides the little backroom deal that they had going on in the '90s, whatever, to switch everything around.
Mm-hmm.
When Two Live Crew came,
Mm-hmm.
that's when the hoes came in. Everything, you know what I mean? Everything. That's when the hoes. Once the hoes came in and we started paying attention to all the booties and all that stuff like that, I think that's where it went out the window, man.
So you
I think
blame so you blaming the South then, because or you blaming Miami.
No. Well, I blame Miami. I blame Miami.
So that's
but, you know what I
bass
mean? Just,
music, but at
everybody
the
else
same
ran with it.
but let me give you a jewel, right? So
Yeah.
if you listen to Two Live Crew, that was bass music, but that was still Planet Rock.
No. It is true. It is true. Now, it's not the music behind the music. It's what they made of it, and I mean, and what was showed to us, and you know what I mean, just that new thing that came out, because it was new. When that I Wanna Rock came out, bro, every time I used to put that on in the party, they did not care. They wanted me to lift the needle up and bring it right back to the beginning, bro.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Because they knew that them girls was bent over in them clubs and we was behind it. And that was it, man. I think that was the beginning of the downturn of it, man. Because everything, it was positive. We had fun being positive.
Yo,
You know
and,
what I mean?
and somebody's
Once the hoes came, it was it.
yo, could I give you a jewel too? Two Live Crew is from
Yeah,
New
good.
York.
No.
Yo, Luke is from Miami and Mr. Mix is from Cleveland. Other them niggas from Brooklyn.
No.
But I know you're talking about the
understand,
sound.
but,
They was
I
imitating bass
understand,
music.
But they came with that southern style, bro. It's wild in the South, bro.
I don't
Like,
know
it's
if that's
things you can
Southern though.
do
Could we
down
say
there
that's
that they
Southern?
can't.
Could we say that's Southern? Because bass music is Miami music though. That's that Gloria
No.
conga shit. That shit slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I understand, but it's what, no, I mean, just like, you know how, like, we took music and flipped it into how, like, we did it and we put it in our form.
Right.
They took that music and they put it into their form. And their form, man, it brought something different to us, man. It brought a whole nother adrenaline rush. Because once they knew that was coming on, the booties were shaking, bro. And that's what we started chasing. We started chasing the tail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I mean? We still had the positive hip hop, but all that stuff started to get pushed out. Then that's when the hardcore hip hop really started to come in there, and then it's like it just kept going down. But as for like the beginning of that downturn,
Right.
I mean, once them booties came out, bro, the album cover, bro, people used to want to just watch it, bro.
Right. That was, I ain't gonna front you right. That was the first time we started, and then we had Luke Peep Show and all of that. That's when yeah. Now you onto something.
Dog, I love you, bro. I watch you all the time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I
appreciate you. All right, bro. Let me get some more callers in. I appreciate you. Just make sure you hit that like for me.
All right.
Yep, all right, peace. Is that fact? So is it Luke's fault? Do we blame Luke? Let's get some more callers. What's up? You on the line with Doggie Diamonds. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's good, Doggie? It's a great game, man.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina, man, but I'm originally from Staten Island, man.
Okay, so when did you get to NC?
First time I came down here was 92.
Oh, you was at there, and that was the heyday of New York hip hop.
Yeah, you already know.
So did you hate it when you got down there?
No, I was, what I mean? At first I had to adjust, you feel me? Because you know how hostile it is in the town,
Right,
so
right.
I had to adjust, you feel me? Like walking down the street, people look at you.
And you'd be like, hi, you'd be like, yo, where I know you from.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me?
Right.
I was like, they ain't used to the con men and the scammers the way we are, you feel me?
Right. So what I'm asking you is, the music scene down there, did you hate the music?
Nah, I didn't. I love music, fam. So I love all music. I ain't gonna lie, you feel me? But I know the difference. I know what really changed the game. What changed it is this. To be honest with you, It's the that people want it simpler. You feel me? What's a song that we all know once we learned it? Is the ABC song.
Right.
Anybody who went to school can sing the ABC song. You feel me?
Right.
So the point is, they made more music that was like the ABC song, and we were saying things, using big words, and that's what it is, man.
Yeah, and I think there's a point in time where we started wilding in New York where niggas are like, I'm sick, I'm crazy, step
Yeah,
into the realms of chaos. He's like, yo,
shock
fuck
value,
is wrong
shock
with these
value.
niggas?
Shock value.
Yeah, because it started, then we had like horrorcore, and that's around that time you bounce. That's around that time
Yeah,
you bounce that started
exactly.
hitting. Yeah.
Now that's what I hated. I hated hardcore.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
didn't
gonna
like
lie,
that shit
man.
either. I like Diary of a Madman, but it wasn't horrorcore to me, but it got classified horrorcore because of the video. But I just hated when everybody thought they was crazy. I'm sick, I'm crazy. I was just like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? These niggas smoking dust or something like that.
But like I said, man, it's simple. I mean, when you make it simple, I mean, it's like what we was doing, like what I liked about Big, right? Let's say, for example, the first time I heard the word preposterous was Big. You know what I'm saying? So I dug that, of course, being from NY, that was like, oh, let me see. I got an idea what this means, but let me look it up. You feel me? But everybody ain't like that. Like I said, the further you get down south, the more people like, listen, make it real simple and plain. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
And that's what really, I mean, so I ain't even gonna say the South dudes did it. It's the fans that was like, yo, we gravitate into what's easier for us to understand.
But see, you and NC though, right? Don't they support their own though?
I mean, but they ain't, I mean, from what I see, like I said, I'm about to make my moves down here, but from what I'm seeing, they ain't really got the culture. You know what I mean? They ain't really got the culture because, I mean, there's a couple of people that I've seen that's making noise, but they ain't really got the culture, like
I understand what you're saying. They didn't understand our hustle and bustle from the town.
Exactly.
So they don't understand. Nah, you get up at least by 10 a.m. and you got to get to Jenkins for the day. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no waking up at 12. Ain't none of that. None of that. You got to get up. Yo, we got to line this up. Because I be telling people sometimes I do more before 12 p.m. than niggas did all day.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
For example, look, mentality difference.
Right.
First time, and I'm talking about when I first came down here. That was the first time I seen people come into the store with like slippers on.
Yeah, because you can't.
And I'm talking about dudes too.
Right.
Like, listen, you never know when we're going to have to get it on.
Yo,
so I can't wear no slippers.
Wearing them Timbs at all times. I'm wearing niggas wearing Timbs in the summer in the town. So because because when I went down south and I seen people, niggas in Crocs and shit, I'm like, yo, where's them shits they got on? You know what I'm saying? And they was like, yo, those the shits they wear in the hospital. I'm like, yo, but what happens if niggas got to fight?
Exactly. That's the point. Or take off running. You feel
me? Because we was all running from Jake. Not only that, we can't go on that iron horse with no fucking slippers on. Word, in New York, the ground is not even safe. But again, the ground is wild out there. You know what I'm saying? And your feet will be scraped up trying to run because you think all we got is pavement. We ain't even got no grass in the town.
Yeah.
It's all pavement. You need something to protect them dogs. But yo, bro, I appreciate you calling. Let me get some more callers. Yep, peace.
All right, stay on.
Yep. I'm glad y'all calling in. Like I said, when I do call-in shows, it's to participate with y'all. This is y'all time to say what y'all want to say. I don't police anybody's opinion. Y'all might think I'm be pissed off a lot of shows and shit, but you see, we kicking it. Call me. Yo, you on the line with Doggie Diamonds. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name's Stanley. I'm from Virginia.
Okay, so is Virginia the South?
Yeah.
Yo, some dudes don't think VA is the South. I think it's the South.
My hometown, the capital of slavery, the last one, so I say it is.
All right, so but y'all not Southern, if that make any sense. Y'all more like us, though.
I'm from the bottom part of Virginia. I'm from around the North Carolina part.
Oh, damn. So, yeah, you ain't like us. They not like us. But I'm just saying, like, Because when I look at the clips, I look at Chris Brown, I look at everybody that I know from that rep Virginia, they don't look Southern. If that makes any
That's the
sense.
757. That's the 757. That's a whole nother area. I'm from the 434.
Oh,
I'm from the
okay.
central corner.
All right, educate me, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But Virginia has always been the South to me. When niggas be like, I'm going down South, where you going? I'm going to Virginia. That's down South, because if we be in New York, we up there. And then it's more states on top of us, because that's when you get your Maine, New Hampshire, and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Maine, New Hampshire, and what's the other one? I can't even think right now. So what did you grow up listening to, being in VA?
I grew up listening to everything.
Okay.
Like, you know, I grew up listening to everything. I grew up around people older than me, so they used to like Mobb Deep. They used to like, they used to like Wu-Tang. They used to like up north rappers. But when I was younger, up north rappers, they were some of the best rappers. But now they sound the same. Back then, they was all different. Like, they had their own styles. You knew where they was from.
Right.
Now they just be on lyrics.
So let me
And
ask
I'm
you
like,
something. So when the South came in the culture and they was repping it, did you like that sound?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I like simple songs, like old boy was saying that from New York that live in North Carolina now. I like the baby, but I don't necessarily need all the lyrics. Like, if the song's simple and good, I'm cool with that.
So this is what I'm trying to get from the audience, because you said New York don't have a sound, but there was a New York sound. There was a regional sound. I think the South is still true to their sound. I think the West Coast, to a certain extent, still true to their sound. I think New York is the lost ones. Detroit, true to their sound. Chicago, Texas, definitely. But Texas is the South. Texas is fire to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Texas is fire to me. So what I'm asking is that when the sound changed and then you started hearing more South in New York, was you okay with that? When you started hearing some of that, because when I saw it, I don't even know where they from, but when I started hearing shit like 95 South and shit like that, that shit was corny to me. That whoop, there it is, and all that shit. I think it was the ringtone music that made people not like the South. What you think?
I mean, I like lyrics. I don't need them. But I like a good song, too. Like, that's why I used to like Ja Rule. That's why I used to like DMX. That's why I used to like 50 Cent.
But that's all New York, though. But I'm just saying, when a nigga like, whoop, there it is, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That's just party music.
Yeah, but I didn't like that. I ain't going front. I ain't like none of that shit.
I don't need that neither,
Yeah.
But I could tolerate it.
But see, being in New York, we started hearing that shit a lot. And we was just like...
Look what you saying. Y'all don't stick together.
Okay, go ahead. Kick our ass. Go ahead. I'll listen to it. Go ahead. Kick our ass. Go ahead.
I mean, y'all don't stick together. I mean, New York people like, dude, going there, Jadakiss, and he the nicest to me. He don't got a battle rap no more. He a legend. Why go with him?
I mean, when you say you top 5 of Dead or Alive, you do got to defend your title, though.
I mean, but he don't got to rap no more. What happened to the point where he can just be a legend?
I mean, I agree with that, but you can't... Shit, legends get their jersey raised and they don't play no more, right?
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time he released the album?
He just released a song. He just released a song the other day. So he raised
I'll check it out, but,
Yeah, it's called The Aroma, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, and Stove.
I did hear that. I did hear that. I heard that.
So
I heard that.
if you still outside, and you on that court, somebody gonna say, "I'll bust your ass." That's just
That's true. That's true. But y'all don't like the baby. Y'all don't like the baby. His song's simple. He good. I like the baby.
The baby? No, I think the baby is dope. I don't think I like Little Baby.
Yeah, he alright. I mean, once you hear him so much, But he from Atlanta though.
That's the South to us.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But we more regional too, though. The South more regional too. Like when you go to Florida, they got their own sound. When you go to Georgia, they got their own sound. Like we were talking about earlier, Memphis, Texas, Louisiana, they got their own styles though.
So you saying New York, we the only niggas with no sound?
I'm saying y'all all sound the same now.
I'm just going, yo. I get dealt with. I get dealt with. I ain't even defending
I
nothing.
like your show though. Look, I like your show. I listen to you all the time. I rock with you though.
Yeah, I'm not defending. I'm not defending New York. I'm done with it. I can't do it because niggas don't listen, and they don't listen to
understand.
what the people are saying. Not they listen to me, because look at it like this, bro. If you dropping music and it ain't streaming, and nobody fucking with it, then what's the point of you keep doing the same thing?
Right, switch it up.
Yeah, but they don't know how to because. All right, let me hang up. Let me get some more callers. I appreciate your call though.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right, thank you. Thank you. Remember, it was a particular time where when a nigga couldn't rhyme, he didn't. Now niggas think they could swag. I don't write nothing down. I just go in there and yeah, we know. That's why that shit weak. So I think a lot of New York thinks because they outfit is a certain thing and all that, they could go in there and niggas go and fuck with them. Yo, you on the line with Doggie Diamonds. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This Tasha Medic from Queens.
Queens, QU. What part of Queens?
Briarwood, Queens.
Briarwood. Okay, I remember that train station.
Kew Gardens.
Yeah,
Kew
right.
Van Wyck.
KEW, yes. All right. Do you think the South fucked up hip hop?
Not really. I mean, partially, but I think New Yorkers was going out of town and bringing the South music back to New York.
Okay.
You know, they was like, you heard, we was listening to this on the radio. This joint is jumping right here. I remember when my uncle back in the day was going out of town and he was coming back and Master P, bout it. We was bumping it in the truck like crazy. Like, and they be in the clubs or whatever and, having fun down south and they was bringing it back. And I think New York, we kind of co-signed it. A lot of us, we kind of co-signed that stuff.
So why do you think so many dudes, because I seen them in my chat, I seen them, they hide in the night. They might come in the comments after the video's over, but niggas like, yo, the South fucked hip hop up, the South. I don't really think it was the South. I think it was niggas in the town that fucked shit up.
I think it was the town. I think we was trying to find our lane and like we lost the stray somehow.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because it was a particular point where niggas that couldn't rap didn't rap. And then once niggas saying there was a bag in it, that's when niggas tried to rap and they wasn't good, but they was using all the accessories, the street affiliations. That's my man over there, and I get fly to get through. And I think dudes are more flash and no real substance because it used to be a particular point where if you wasn't nice, I come from DJing and I had the microphone. If you couldn't rap, you wasn't getting on. Yo, get that from him. Nah, he can't get on. He trash. That left. So we started seeing niggas cars and outfits and jewelry, and we started letting dudes slip through. And I think that's what fucked it up.
That's a fact. I think New York lost its we didn't come together no more. I remember watching videos and everybody was in your video. Your favorite rappers was in the
That's
same.
true.
And, you know what I'm saying? I used to love it. Like, yo, he was in the video. Then 50 came out and it was like, yo, you can't be with this dude. You can't be with that dude.
That's two tonight that blame 50. I might have to do a whole 50 Cent show. Good.
And then 50, I feel like 50 changed up his sound. He said, like what Jada said, like, we don't know if you from New York or down south.
Yeah, I said that too.
Yeah, I think that's what really, I don't think the South really messed it up. I think that the South, I lived in the South for 16 years.
Okay.
And I lived in Durham, North Carolina, and the strip club was just bumping. It was just ratchet. It was, nothing but, chicks with nothing on.
Yeah, because we didn't see that before.
Cheap.
I know that was culture shock to you. You was like, yo, she butt ass.
Yeah, it was. You know, it's cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You bring your friends from New York. All the chicks is pointing like y'all the hardest dudes in the world. Y'all the flyest dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I like honestly, like Mike Jones came out, and I liked. Back then they didn't want me.
I
Now I'm
fucked
hot.
with
They
that.
all on
Yeah,
me.
I
I
used
ain't
to
even
fuck
gonna
with
lie.
that. I used to
Like,
fuck with sitting sideways. I used to love all that shit. What it do?
yeah. So
Yeah.
you know, so it gave us. You know, and us in New York, we always, you know, us dealing with Caribbeans and all types of different nationalities. You know, we go everywhere and we just pick up stuff, and we just, you know, we just kind of cling on to it. Like I love New York rap.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin, when we was kids, his favorite rapper was Snoop Dogg. Like Snoop Dogg, you couldn't tell him nothing about Snoop Dogg. And then Pac, like to this day, he's a West Coast head from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, I got a dude named Corey, Ice Cube, like love Ice Cube, and we be sitting there like, why he like Ice Cube so much? But you know, like I think, you know, I mean, I feel like they didn't mess it up. I just feel like New York didn't come through with anything for that type of movement, for that strip club movement, for that, you know, the way they trap is different down south. I mean, they probably trap like that now New York caught on, but you know, they have the head rentals, you know.
Yeah.
You get a car, you get a car. We was just jumping in cars and
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, for like a couple of joints, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you when you really see it, you just like, all right, I understand now. You know, it's like that culture.
Right.
You know, I don't think they messed it up. I just think that everybody's, you know, and then I started coming through, you know, with, you know, Tragedy Gaddafi, Illuminati, and
Right.
stuff like that. And they was liking it, but they was like, yo, like it just wasn't their feel no more. They just didn't want to, you know, they came with their own image. I was in North Carolina. They was like, yo, they telling me Mobb Deep is from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they was hanging out with them.
Mm.
You know, and you know, I feel like they just wanted their own image and their own vibe, and I feel like they got it. I don't feel like they really messed hip hop up. I just feel like New York just didn't know where to go after that. We started following trends.
And think about this.
Yo,
Fat Joe said, right? Why is everybody so mad at the South for? Switch your style up, go to Southpaw. Jada, I was listening because dudes be really mad at the South. And they could front, but that's why Fat Joe said that line on Make It Rain. Why is everybody so mad at the South for? Because the South is really just took over. But Chris Farad said something that's all right, bro. Let me get some more callers in. I appreciate your call.
Okay, all right.
Yep. My bad. Chris Farad said something that was profound. All the Southern labels were 100% independent with no white backers. New York rap labels always had a master. Woo. Yo, you on the line with Doggie Diamonds. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's good? This is Najee from Jersey.
Jersey. Go ahead.
So the question is, did the South mess up hip hop? Not even. I mean, the South added to it because I'm just thinking about, like some of our previous callers said, where, you know, it was real exciting. So you might go down to Bike Week, Myrtle Beach, and you know what I mean, guys come back from down there and bring up, you know, new music. I remember that song. What was it? Hey Baby. I mean, you know, now you think about it, it was a silly song, but
Shit was corny.
new.
Yeah, it
You know
was
what I mean?
cool, but it was corny.
Yeah, it was something different. But the thing is, it was what the South brought to hip hop during that time was more like, you know, it was a variety. Every region in the South had something different. You know what I mean? You had Texas, they had something different. You had, you know, New Orleans, they had something different. In Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember the first time I went down to Atlanta. This was like 2011, and this is the first time I heard Future.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, yo, like Doggie, it was a vibe down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this before like everybody was like really chasing sections.
Mm-hmm.
Like people was really on the dance floor getting it. You know what I'm saying? So the South, you know, they brought a lot. New York City, I mean, the last man, not to keep throwing 50 under the bus, but
Damn,
even
that's
like
3
the
for
last
50 tonight. Go
era.
ahead.
I mean, he was the last era. I'm not saying he killed it, but that's really like the last time like New York had it on lock. You know, I just remember when Funk Flex kept spinning it was one of them songs 50 came up with. And I mean, it was a vibe. You know what I mean? Even Dipset. It was kind of like it went from Dipset. But I don't really know the influence that Dipset had like across the country. But I know that
They had New York.
yeah, they had New York, they had New Jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, when you think
that
about Dipset, they were kind of cosplaying other areas too, because they had Get Crunk music, they had Scissor, they had Certified Gangster. They wasn't keeping it all the way New York too.
Now they wasn't, but like what you just said, as far as like the dress, you know, but they
Right.
they style was New York. You know what I mean? When you seen them come in the building, you knew that was New York. But you know, but to go back to what I was saying, I mean, you know, the South has so much variety. And we got to remember there's a lot of HBCUs down South. So it's a lot of party music. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't, you know what I mean? The South didn't really take themselves that serious. And that basically created music that was a vibe, that was more or less like a party vibe. It might not have, some of the music might not have lasted where it was like, you know, like let's just say something that you'll listen to right now. But during that time, I mean, when I went down to Atlanta, man, I mean, you know, Future, man, he had it on lock. It was just, I mean,
Was
I
it
was seeing
before?
women
I thought Titty Boy was before. I thought 2 Chainz had it on lock before Future. I remember when 2 Chainz had it crazy.
But you know what? I didn't experience the party scene of the South during his time. You know what I mean? So the first time I went to Atlanta was like 2011. You know what I mean? And that's when Future came out. So he might have had it on. He might have been saying something during that time. But I mean, we got to give it up to the South, man. They made some real good party music and some. You know what I mean? And it was a variety. So
I agree.
The South by far added. They didn't take it.
I agree. I'm not mad at them, but again, people will be coming in the chat sometimes and blaming them for everything. All right, bro. Let me get some more callers. I appreciate you. I need them likes up too. I'm gonna be real with y'all. When we talk about the South, I never was a big Gucci fan. I didn't like OJ the Juice Man at all. I didn't like Gucci. Out of all of them, I thought Jeezy was the best music maker. I wasn't really big on T.I. music either. I love Rubber Band Man, but I was hit or miss with T.I. He had big records though. Yo, you on the line with Doggie Diamonds? What's your name? Where you calling from?
This Stoney, man, from Jackson, Mississippi, bro. I'm from the bottom of the bottom.
I'm about to say
map,
you
right?
damn near is slavery illegal out there and shit? What the hell is going on? You from the bottom?
Don't go there, man.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But check this out.
Go ahead.
I've been a long time. You know what I'm saying? Recipient of listening to the hip hop and everything. Let me just be clear. So you know, we always it wasn't a disrespect or a respect. You know, no respect thing when it came to New York because that's all we had. You know what I'm saying? During the jukebox days and everything. So we've seen all this. We've seen you guys' style, and yeah, we was like, okay, that shit fly, right? But at the same time, we also had our own styles. So while we mad respected New York, because like I said, that's all we had was listen to New York music. But at the same time, we still had our genre.
Right.
We've been listening to the Ghetto Boys. You know what I'm saying? God rest his soul. We've been listening to Mr. Big out of Birmingham, Alabama. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Not until Master P. Bro, let me tell you like this. When I seen Master P a Master P video, I was like, yo, the South has arrived. Because that was foreign on the main stage, right? And But we always, like I say, we always had our lane of music, and we never. It's like we never shitted on New York music because it's like, yo, shit, bro, I can. That's all we had at one point. So it was never a thing of we harped on who started it or whatever. We just listen to whatever sound good and we rock with that shit. Now, like
But I could
was just
imagine
talking
though,
about,
but I could imagine though living where you live and somebody come on and be like, I bomb Atomic Lee, Socrates philosophies. I don't see.
And bro, we ate that shit up.
I
See,
would,
that's what
but I'm
saying.
gonna be real with you. If I was born and raised in the South and we have our own style and we have our own way, I don't know if I would have liked that. I'm just being real.
But hey, if it sound good to us,
Okay.
it sounded good.
Okay.
It was just point blank. We didn't. Let's keep it a beat. We didn't give a fuck where it was from. If it beat and if it hit, we listened to it. We bumped it in our cars.
But
You
what
know
I'm saying,
I
y'all
remember-
cars, but y'all cars was really driven to slow, and that bass meant a lot to y'all. Some of that shit was too fat.
Doggy, I'm telling you. Bro, I can remember my brother had a damn Coogee rap tape in his Nissan Sentra, pull out Pioneer, and that shit blew my fucking mind. You feel what I'm saying?
Watch the language though. Watch the language a little bit.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I apologize.
Go ahead,
I can remember listening to the Big Daddy Kane. I had the staircase hat, you know what I'm saying, fades and everything.
But that's all y'all had though,
we,
right? But that's all y'all had at that time. I'm talking about when the South started entering the culture. I can't picture y'all still listening to Redman and then listening to the South. It doesn't.
But
go ahead.
But I'm telling you from experience, and I'm one of thousands. Okay, yeah, boom, we got our own music. Yay, happy days for us. But that still didn't make us not want to listen to Redman, Method Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember I used to, you know what I'm saying? I was a big Locks fan. You couldn't tell me nothing about the Locks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, I'm 50 years old. I just turned 50.
Right.
So I've been around. So I whatever sounded good to us, we rocked it, and we still continue to rock it. You see what I'm saying?
Did y'all understand the slang?
Most definitely.
Okay.
See that's the thing. That especially coming from Mississippi, it's assumed that we slow thinking. We can't pick up on nothing, and that's far from the truth.
No, because I'm talking about we got slang out here sometimes that I'd be like, "What the fuck is you talking about?" Like even
some stuff, you know.
Because the reason why I'm saying that to you, New Yorkers, we all don't have the same slang. Like son, calling somebody son, that's Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? Like every
and that's just like the South,
right?
It's just like the South. We all don't have the same lingo.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think y'all do. Yeah.
But like I said, I can remember in them early 90s, I'm listening to 8-Ball and MJG. I'm listening to the Suave House. I'm listening to Rap a Lot. I'm listening to Tila. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Not gonna hold you, man. Long time listener, brother. So
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you letting me get on, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yep. Peace. All right. He from the South. He said he listened to everything. But my thing is, for us in New York, because the South is calling in, saying that they respected everything. I didn't really. I'm telling you, I didn't get that from New York. Only time we would listen to stuff, we would be biased. We would listen to like Scarface. That was it. Dudes wasn't listening to no Mike Jones. I was though. Yo, you on the line with Doggie Diamonds? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up? My name's Lions Dollars out of Mississippi.
Mississippi.
By way of Georgia.
Okay. So,
what
was you listening to?
What I was listening to growing up, the rapper that made me fall in love with hip hop was LL Cool J.
Okay. Universal. Go ahead.
I remember. I remember jamming to him as a tot. Tom Bad. Then the one that cemented my love for hip hop was Biggie when I saw the Juicy video.
Okay.
And Nas with Lauryn Hill off of If I Rule the World. Like the last caller said, down south we listen to all y'all. Like my top 10 is mainly New York rappers.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. In New York, Niggas ain't listening to that shit like that. They do now because of the money, right? But let's take a group. Like, let's say the Wu-Tang. How many of them did music with people from the South? We was crazy. We was when Raekwon did Skew It on the Barbie, we was like, what the hell is this?
But I mean, I get it. That's y'all guys' mentality down here. And I also traveled a lot too. I used to live in Detroit.
Okay.
And overseas. So my whole palette on hip hop, was just universal, like you said, because, back in the 90s, I was looking at this person like, Biggie, a Jamaican American, or Busta as a Jamaican American. I just thought that was just another brother who could spit. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't looking at it like, oh, okay, these boys are from New York. Because like your childhood friend said, down here we show y'all boys love. I mean, we trash talk everywhere because, we black people. I mean, I get trash talked because of my weird accent and whatnot. But, it ain't nothing that no one ever takes it personal.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't say the South ruined hip hop. I would say that, and this is just, I say this respectfully, when New York, which is the Mecca and the birthplace of hip hop, begin to trade their style for everyone else's, that's what watered down the genre. Because regardless of what anyone wants to say or try to rewrite, hip hop was created in New York. And, proof of that is, through socially conscious hip hop. Socially conscious hip hop, to me in the 90s, was always the balancer between, the gangster rap and the party boy swag rap.
Then they started calling it conscious hip hop. Yeah.
Right. And then, shoot, like in the 2020s, and, like around 2015, there was this smear campaign against socially conscious hip hop where they just derogatorily referred to it as political rap.
Or they started calling it backpack rap.
Yeah, like.
And who the fuck wanted to be a backpacker?
Exactly. It's like, bro, but we needed that.
No, but it was, I'm going to be real with you. I said this last night. I think it was that reefer. I think dudes in New York smoking too much reefer. Because everybody was like, when the Buddha bless and all that stupid weird shit. I wasn't fucking with that. When niggas started getting a little weird and wearing book bags on their back and that that army type hat. When you see a nigga with that hat on and he got that book bag and he talking about the Buddha blessed me and the essence. I was like, man, get the fuck out of here with that. I think that fucked shit up too, but go ahead, dog.
Yeah, there are points there. Bro, like the last caller said, I remember being in high school in the early 2000s. And, when it was just mainly like the regions that were running it was New York and the South.
Right.
Especially, like after West Coast fell off, no disrespect, they brought it back. After Pac, my favorite rapper, died right in front of Biggie. And, Louisiana just filled in that gap, and then it just transitioned to Atlanta. And, Atlanta just kept on cranking out like different subgenres.
Why though? Because they all was working together too. Remember the Atlanta dudes, everybody worked together.
But y'all boys in the early 2000s, don't forget, y'all were still holding it down because people try to get onto y'all about beefing, but y'all got the best beefs in hip hop. Like my favorite beef in hip hop is between two New York rappers, Nas and Jay-Z. And they're in my top 5.
Was that beef?
You know what I'm saying?
Was that beef to you? You looked at that as beef?
I mean, shoot, when you break down a nigga's whole career in just a couple of bars, like you've been in a 10, I've been in a 5. Smarten up, nice 5 hours.
See, but
years,
to
nigga,
us,
I can divide.
but us, see, this is why we don't beef in New York the way other regions do. The proximity to us, each other, is close. You're going to bump into somebody. This shit ain't like, yo, you in Long Beach and you in Northern Cali, and we be like, oh, all them niggas in Cali. No, New York, the 5 boroughs, everything is 10 minutes away from each other, especially on the train. So you're going to see somebody. That's why a lot of us don't beef, and we find out where you at, and that's it. Plus, we in a police state, so a lot of people really can't do shit. But I didn't look at that as beef. That was rap. That wasn't
Okay.
That was
Okay.
rap. Yeah, that
I mean,
wasn't.
it was
Yeah.
still dope though because both of them had iconic songs across the board.
Right.
From Take Over the Ether to Super Ugly to Blueprint 2,
Right.
the album and the title track
Right.
to Nas's verse on Quick to Back Down. I mean,
Right.
that's still an iconic piece of hip hop history. And when I was down in Mississippi during that point, people were bumping Stillmatic and Blueprint 2, and then the Black Album.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like when Cam dropped, and Cam got a lot of love down south too. When Dipset dropped, Cam had niggas wearing pink temporarily, like maybe for a couple of months, but still
Not
people was
I.
doing it.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
y'all, but
All right,
y'all
bro. Let
did.
me get some more callers in because I'm about to shut down. It's getting a little late, but I appreciate your call. Please, whenever time you
Appreciate you too.
see the call-in show, call back.
Absolutely.
All right.
Take it easy,
Thank
bro.
you. Yep. Yeah, we're not gonna get into Nas and that shit. Please, like I'm Nas and Jay-Z'd out. This is the last caller. Yo, you on the line with Doggie Diamonds? What's your name? Where you calling from?
How you doing?
Where you calling from?
Calling from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, my man.
Wisconsin. Okay. What's your ideas on this topic? Do you think the South fucked up New York?
Kind of. I'm a Midwest dude, but I went to college down south, so I went to college down in Arkansas, man. So that was the first time I got the chance to see like the Ghetto Boys really like coming to fruition. 8-Ball and MJG. There was a lot of a big Memphis wave that was down there as well. So I got a chance to see it firsthand that they had something cooking down there. I was never really a fan personally.
Okay.
I really grew up on East Coast hip hop, man. I really love what you guys were doing. I always respected the South Hustle and how they built it, and all respect to them. And there's a lot of artists down south that I like, Outkast, and I like T.I., I like 8-Ball, and MJG, some of this stuff. A few cats, but I really love what you guys had going on because you guys had a plethora of different types of styles, different types of production, slang, style. You guys had it going on, man. And then I felt like you guys stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the money. I think that's what I'm saying. I think the South was getting money. And I think what happened was dudes wanted money.
But y'all was getting money, man. Y'all had big it came through.
But
he really
could I say something to you? Big
Sure.
wasn't getting a lot of money. That's for one.
Okay.
2, all due respect, Big been gone for a long time. What's New York's excuse?
But man, you had the Wu. The Wu did something that
Ain't wasn't getting no money though.
But you guys had great music, man.
But people want money though. See what happened? See, when the South dude started coming through with all this jewelry on, and he got 6 cars, and he live in a mansion because his mansion is like $250,000. We was like, yo, hold up, we gotta get some money. Gotta get some money. What is it? Is the music? We don't want to be regional now. We want to be worldly. And dudes wanted money. I'm telling you. Dudes wanted money. So that changed the music to me.
Money like that.
Nah, a lot of niggas in New York was not getting money. And I know. Dudes was not getting money. Niggas was still living in the projects. Some niggas still live in the projects right now. As we speak. They still live in the projects. That's just the truth.
Hey, Doggie, you're a Brooklyn dude.
Yeah,
you know a lot of shit.
Niggas still live in the projects.
You know a lot of stuff.
And they popular.
But
and they ain't getting no money. For real.
Doggie, you a funny dude, man.
Yeah, they not getting no money. So I think from the South, when they was able, think about Cash Money and them came through. Master P, them niggas had jewelry. Them niggas had all this shit. And we was looking like, yo, you see that nigga Master P got gold in his crib. We didn't know if he was capping or not. But we didn't say he was capping. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? Remember, Master P was playing
I remember.
basketball. He had mad shit. We was just like, yo, we got to step our shit up. And I think that's what dudes started changing the music to be worldly and not regional. And then whatever sound is winning, dudes gonna emulate that sound. That's just
Yeah, man,
how
why
it
y'all
go.
give it away, bro? Y'all don't have to. Y'all start pandering. Y'all start pandering to the West Coast. Start pandering to the South.
Niggas ain't
I
got
don't know, man.
niggas is
It hurt
popped
my
in
heart,
New
man.
York, bro. Niggas wasn't getting no money. It was being real with you. Niggas in New York wasn't getting no money. And like Chris Farrar said, a lot of dudes in New York City are signed to major labels. They were signing niggas in New York for like 10 albums. You know that shit?
Ooh,
10
wow. Now I
albums.
know that.
Yeah, while the South, it was their label. No Limit was Master P's. Cash Money was Baby and Slim. You had Tony Draper, Suave House. You had Jay Prince. They was coming through with their own shit and just getting distribution. It wasn't none of that in New York till like Rockefeller, Bad Boy, but they was taking big deals from people too. They wasn't getting them 80-20 splits and all that. They was doing 50-50 ventures. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, niggas in New York wasn't getting no money. So that's when the music changed to me. You know what I'm saying? That's when the music changed. Niggas like, yo, I want to get on the radio because even in New York City, the South took over New York radio.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so how you gonna get on the radio? You gonna try to make records like that. Then all the New York DJs were club DJs. So their set used to want to be like a club set. Because why you in the radio at 7 o'clock playing, what's your zodiac sign? That's not how we listen to hip hop in the crib. We just wanted a dope record, but they started playing it like it was a club set at 7 o'clock at night. So how do you get spins? You're going to try to cater to that music. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what happened to New York City, in my opinion, because they was leaving the radio and then they was going to spin in the club. So I felt like a lot of the DJs was using the radio as an audition for the club. And then then the New York hip hop scene shut down. When I was first coming in the culture, we had the Tunnel, we had the Muse, we had Home Base. I could name about 15 spots, and none of that shit exists no more. In New York City, they got strip clubs now. That's where you get to go. Other places are lounge with a dress code, right? The strip club is come as you are. So how do you get played in a strip club? They're not going to play Triumph in the strip club. The strippers are not going to dance to Triumph. So they started making the type of music for the strippers and the bottle girls. That's what happened. But who was that emulating? Still emulating the South, because strip club is Southern culture. It's not New York culture. But yeah, let me get you out of here. I appreciate your call, bro.
All right, bro.
Yep, later on. You know what I'm saying? That's not New York culture. Wasn't strip club. I mean, you might have seen like the Playboy Club, or back in the days on 42nd Street, you know, they had all the peep shows and shit like that before they cleaned that up. But when they got rid of the hip hop clubs, and then remember in New York City, everybody who wanted to be on the showcase had to pay. So they started changing people for showcases. I mean, charging people for showcases. So it just really got bad. It's really got bad in New York City. And I think that changed the music. And then a lot of people who y'all expect to hold down New York don't live in New York. Where the fuck do Jay-Z live? We don't know where Cam live. We don't know where 50 live, and we not supposed to. But I'm just saying, we put this New York thing on artists who's not in New York on a regular. They live where they live, as they supposed to. They supposed to have homes all over, but we keep saying, hold it down for New York, if in New York. And nigga don't live in New York. Niggas don't hang on the block no more, so they don't know the slang. They don't know the fashion of New York. They don't know shit. But when they was around, that shaped the sound and it shaped what was going on. So I don't know. But I like I said, I rock with the South music. And a lot of they was doing that out the trunk shit in the South too. We wasn't doing that shit out. Like a lot of dudes be fronting. See, our out the trunk was mixtapes. There's no more mixtapes. There's no more mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? There's no more mixtapes. So what is people to do? How do you get your music out? So now what dudes is doing is they're using Instagram as the way to promote their music. But the shit ain't on no DSP. Can I say something before I go? This is the jewel. If you put your video or any snippet of yourself on IG, when does that song go on a DSP or for sale? Do you know that if you put your video of yourself or whatever on IG and you put it on a DSP, then you get a spin? Why do y'all keep putting music on IG in these places? What is this music? That's why y'all can't have fans, because y'all think Instagram is the new record label. And it's not. All you're going to get is a bullshit fire emoji, a like, and that's it. So what happens if we want to hear this music again? What happens if we like the song? Where do we hear this song at? Dudes do not have the music available for you. I'm not going to come to your IG. I don't care about nothing coming soon, because with a lot of dudes, the shit don't ever come out. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of which, August 23rd, they pulled me back in. My album is coming out for sure. But yeah. So a lot of people are using IG wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think you should put it on the DSP, then put what you got to put your promotional thing on IG. So at least when people like it, it'll play and it'll get a spin. You'll get some type of read for that. I didn't put my music on a DSP because it's not ready, but the snippet that I did put out, that's for promo. And then I'm going to put the song out for y'all to rap to. But that's a whole nother thing that I'll get into later. But yeah, a lot of people are doing it wrong. And again, I want to say this before I go. Fire emojis don't mean shit. If the shit is really dope, quote a bar. You heard what I said? Until I see y'all quote bars that said person said, a fire emoji don't mean nothing. That's just going in the phone and just tapping the button. Quote a bar. Say what that person said. If it's really fire, then you should know the lines. Till I start seeing them lines in them comments, you just put fire emojis because it's your friends and you want fire emojis back. That's all. But anyway, if you need any promotion from me, you want to get interviewed on Doggie Diamonds TV, hit me up on Instagram, promo, $100. And I got an interview dropping sometime this week. It's actually with myself and Chris Farad. Great information. And he could explain, see, I got an interview in a program coming out where it's going to explain a lot to you about the music industry. And you know, that's what I love. I love the interviews that give y'all the information. So stay tuned for that. I just have to send it to him and tweak some things. But that is coming out. The interview with Chris Farad it helps a lot of people with their rollouts, their labels, and all of that. So stay tuned for that. That's coming out. So on that note, I'm out of here until next time. Peace. Make sure y'all hit that like for me and leave a comment. Yes. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
I need my subscribers up too, man. What the hell going on? Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I appreciate all of y'all, good, bad, and all the people who called in. Later on. Peace.